honest, it's not easy getting sued by your ex-boyfriend. It's not something na parang, okay lang, I can forget about it. Okay na kami. I'm like, hell no, my God.
Alam mo yung meron ka pang takot na baka itakbo yung anak mo. Yan, may ganun pa ako. So, talagang napapa-video call ako. Tapos umiiyak, di ba nagsisigawan kami lahat sa video call. Kasi siya, ganito, ganyan.
Before I got pregnant, I was working in one of the best whiskey bars in Manila. And then, because one of the partners of that establishment was also a creative, he was a film director, I met him and he was one of the owners of the place. Wala, after dating for like siguro mga 4 months. Yeah, after like 4 months of dating pa lang, and to call a spade, I practically got knocked up. I think as we were going through the journey of being new parents, yeah, we really got to know each other talaga. Na parang, okay, this is not gonna work out. The fights were getting more often because we couldn't get along. Yeah, I knew I had to like first tell my father, tell my family what was going on, and my dad said he's also in politics. He said, I think it's time for us to talk to a lawyer.
I'm Carla Aquino. So, currently, separated. Hindi pa naman legally separated, pero we're co-parenting right now. I'm a mom of 3 kids. Pangatlo to yung ngayon. Totoo talaga yung pag sinabi nila na pag hindi, yung isang relationship, pag hindi mo siya trinabaho, wala talaga di mangyayari. So, ganun yung nangyari sa amin. Walang third party. It's just yung issue talaga namin, sa amin dalawa, yung ugali talaga namin, as in, hindi na talaga magkasundo. We both decided na maghiwalay na lang kami. Tapos, our goal na lang is yung ikabubuti ng anak namin. So, kailangan yung relationship namin as both parents, magkasundo kami, kumbaga, mag-cooperate yung isa't isa, hindi na para sa aming isa't isa, but para na lang doon sa anak namin.
We finally reached an agreement. It didn't go to trial, thank God. He and I got to talking with our lawyers, and yeah, it was just agreed that the case wanted to be dropped. I don't know, siguro napagod na rin siya. Parang, okay, let's be friends again, mag-usap na tayo. And I was like, that's all I wanted. At that moment when we talked that he wanted to actually, settle and negotiate, I said, that's all I wanted.
Co-parenting, pinag-usapan namin. Ganito yung magiging setup pag umalis ka, tapos may araw ka sa bata, pwede mong sunduin, ganito. Tapos yung financial support, so ipapasok mo sa akin kung may anong kailangan. Kasi ngayon naman yung technology, dyan na lahat. So, ganun yung ginagawa. Pero at first, syempre, may bitterness, yung simula namin, alam mo yung marami pang iringan. Yung may sumbatan pa. O yung ganyan, ganito, wala pa akong pera, ganyan. O bakit ano? Yung may mga ganun pang iringan kami nung una. Then eventually, nung nangyari yung pandemic, naging smooth na siya eh. Tapos siguro dahil nga yung time na nagkalayo na rin kami, so nawala na yung galit. Yun, humupa na yung galit, nag-gain na yung respect na sa isa't isa. Yun na yung nangyari sa amin. Parang automatic, pag may concern ako, i-message ko lang siya. Pag may concern siya, i-message niya lang ako. Nagsisend ako ng photos, videos ng anak namin sa kanya. Tapos magsasabi siya kung kailan niya pupuntahan, susunduin, dadalhin sa mga lolo-lola.
Parang yun nga, it was a complete 180 after the mudslinging, the accusations, the anger, the resentments. When we met, parang I think it almost seemed like we were possessed. Parang when we talked about it, we both knew what we wanted as co-parents and what we wanted for our son. Parang we clicked. Everything started to click. And the communication just fell into place. We were telling each other what we expected from each other, how to honor our agreement, how to be better co-parents, better individuals to each other who had a past.
Sa finances, kung ano yung need, sinasabi ko sa kanya. Pagdating sa education, kung how much, ganun lang. O kaya naman, sabihin, sige, tsaka na lang natin pag-usapan, pupunta ako dyan. So, pag pumunta siya, pag yung time na bibisitahin niya yung anak namin, nag-usap kami doon, o ganito yung plan, ganito yung plan.
I also had to check myself because, throughout the whole relationship, I wouldn't say I was the perfect partner. I had to break a few patterns. I had to change a few things with how I communicated and how I addressed my needs and my expectations for our son.
Nasa events din siya tapos hindi siya employed So nasa events din siya, tapos ako ganun din. So kung ano yung convenient talaga din, basta every week pinupuntahan niya. Tapos since within the area lang din naman, within Cavite lang din naman siya, every time na mapapagawi siya na malapit sa bahay, dumadaan talaga siya sa bahay. Pero dati, hindi. Ngayon lang kasi syempre dahil okay na yung communication, okay na yung relationship, nakakapagbigay na kami, nakakapag-compromise na pagdating doon.
Since this is a new chapter in our lives, things have to change. So now, the trust and, believing in him again and holding on to his word is something that has to be built through time. And it takes a while to get to that point. Because to be honest, it's not easy getting sued by your ex-boyfriend. But it's a serious thing. It's a very serious thing. It's not something na parang, okay lang, I can forget about it. Okay na kami. I'm like, hell no, my God. It takes, yung kasuhan ka ba na, no one talks about the mental, emotional, financial, physical, spiritual toll it takes na going to court. It's the worst experience and I will never wish that on my worst enemy ever.
Dito sa second child ko, tsaka dito sa upcoming, very complicated yung relationship ko with my partner. Hindi ko pa inaalaw na kunin kasi 1-year-old pa lang yun. Overprotective pa tayo dito sa isa. Meron pa akong alam mo yung meron ka pang takot na baka itakbo yung anak mo. Ayan, may ganun pa ako. So, off limits pa siya na kunin yung bata. Physically sa bahay or dalhin sa ibang lugar, hindi pa pwede.
Now our relationship is being more vocal about our needs. It's a great practice then for me to check myself and to practice what I've learned from this whole ordeal. If he didn't honor an agreement that we had via text, I would communicate it. I would communicate it as best as I can. I would be like, okay, hey, I didn't appreciate that this happened. I hope you could have given me a heads up because I have to plan my schedule around Meraki and yours. So hopefully next time we can do better.
May mga situation talaga na emergency tinatawag ko sa kanya kasi talaga high blood na ako. Sabi ko, hindi ka naman sabihan yung anak mo, ganito ginagawa, ganyan. Tapos sinasabi ko din sa kanya na dahil magkahiwalay tayo, mag-agree tayo na yung ganito hindi pwede sa kanya. Mag-agree tayo na yung ganito, ito lang yung limit niya. So yung pinag-usapan namin, para kahit saan pumunta yung anak ko, ay sabi ni Mommy, bawal dito. Pag dito sa bahay ni Daddy, pwede. Walang ganon. Kasi alam niyang parehong bawal yon, automatic. So, meron lang talagang moment na yung middle ng iyak, yung ganun. Talagang napapa-video call ako. Tapos umiiyak, doon pa nagsisigawan kami lahat sa video call. Kasi siya, ganito, ganyan. So, inayos namin. Ang laking tulong ng technology ngayon. Gambawa, next week pa yung schedule. Siyempre, yung intensity tsaka yung gravity ng issue, wala na kasi lumipas na. Hindi katulad ngayon, talagang na-deal namin real time.
I use we a lot. So, and I think that small shift changes then how he sees where I'm at. And of course, he wants to be good then, he wants to be a better father and a better co-parent. It reels him in then to checking himself. Although the trust will still be earned and it's a long journey, but when you're open and you both of you have a united front about what you want, you get aligned and both of you will search every way to communicate better and to understand each other better and to get to that goal. So I'd like to think that we got to that, we're getting to that as best as we can.
Siguro yung mga petty issues na iwasan na. Toothpaste, t-shirt, ganyan, pinag-aawayan, lalaki yung issue. Hindi naman talaga yun hanggang sa nagkasumbatan na sa pera, nagkasumbatan na sa responsibility, sa obligasyon. Nawala yun. Sa co-parenting, natanggal yung issues nyo about sa relationship yung dalawa. All focus siya sa bata. Kumbaga, yung goal nyo na is lahat ng makakabuti para sa anak nyo.
What's important now in terms of co-parenting, really, as cheesy as it may sound, it really is communication, because most of the fights are caused because of the tone, or you had to read my mind, you should have known this, or you know what I don't like, or maybe you should read my signs, then you know the cues. But that's not it. And I admit, I wouldn't communicate my needs. I would just expect it. And hindi pala ganun yun. And vice versa. As cheesy as it may sound, it's really communication. Like really telling the other person what your needs are, what your expectations are, what your boundaries are. Being able to compromise then. Both of you really have to work together to get to a common goal.
Karamihan pag naghiwalay, di ba, ang dilemma lagi, hindi ako mahal ng nanay-tatay ko kasi naghiwalay sila. So, maganda na magtulungan na lang para dun sa bata. Importante kasi na makita ng bata na hindi siya yung rason kung bakit nagkahiwalay yung parents niya. At the same time, kailangan niyang makita yung equal support from mother and father. Magagawa mo lang yun through co-parenting. Kailangan niyang maramdaman na hindi siya nagkulang.
No matter the situation of being separated, I think the child, when he sees that kind of relationship, that dynamic of his parents, it's something worth emulating. It's something to be proud of. Like, oh yeah, my parents aren't together anymore, but they have a really respectful relationship.
You work with what you have. Yung recent ko, yung partner ko na isa, may bitterness pa. Pero ang lagi ko na lang iniisip, baka naisipin yung sarili ko pag malalaki na yung mga bata. Mas importante yung pagiging nanay ko sa panahon ngayon. So, kung ayaw, anong gagawin mo? Diba parang, di sige, di ayaw mo, di akong gagawa ng paraan. Ganun siya.
I have mad respect for co-parents who reach that point na parang sometimes it's a mixed family na, because I know it's a lot of work having to get there. And since we're still at the infancy of co-parenting, I'm very hopeful because we both aligned already at what we want now. And not as ex-lovers, but now as co-parents to our son.
Siguro yung focus lang is yung sa anak. Magkaisa lang lagi. Yung goal nyo lang lagi, ang titignan lang yung para sa bata. Para yung issues nyo personally, maisantabi.